You know, your dog has a secret language. It's this incredible way they have of communicating everything, from love to trust to even fear. And they do it all without saying a single word. Let's dive into this, because our dogs are constantly, and I mean constantly, sending us messages that a lot of us might be missing. I mean, really think about it for a second. That funny way your dog sleeps with their legs in the air, or that intense stare you get from across the room. What if it's not just random? What if every single one of those little actions is actually a word in a language you just haven't learned to speak yet?
Okay, brace yourself for this one. Some studies suggest that a shocking number of dog owners, we're talking 90%, completely miss the real meaning behind what their dogs are doing. 90. That means the vast majority of us are missing out on a huge part of the conversation.
Well, that all changes today. In this explainer, we are going to become translators. We're going to decode that silent language. We're going to learn how to listen with our eyes. And honestly, we're going to build an even deeper, more amazing bond with our best friends because of it.
So let's start with the best part, right? The heartwarming stuff. Those signals that show your dog feels completely safe, totally loved, and right at home with you. These are the building blocks of your entire relationship.
Oh, you know this one. You're just chilling on the couch, maybe scrolling on your phone, and you feel it. You look up, and there are those eyes, locked right on you. Just quiet, steady, not even blinking. It can feel a little intense, can it? You might even wonder for a second, is this a challenge?
Nope, it's not a challenge. Out in the wild, sure, a stare down can mean aggression. But here, in the safety of your home, something absolutely profound is happening. Your dog isn't sizing you up. They are literally hugging you with their eyes. And what's so fascinating is the science behind this. It's called the oxytocin loop. When you and your dog hold that loving gaze, both of your brains start releasing oxytocin, the love hormone. It's the exact same hormone that bonds a mother and a newborn baby. So you are literally chemically falling a little more in love in that moment. How amazing is that? All right, so what about this classic pose? You walk into a room and there's your dog, completely sprawled out, paws to the ceiling, belly totally exposed to the world. It's hilarious and it's super cute, but what are they really telling you? See, that pose is so much more than just your dog getting comfortable. For any animal, the belly is their most vulnerable area. All the vital organs are right there. To willingly expose all of that while they are completely unconscious and sleeping, well, that's a profound statement. Your dog is basically screaming, I am so safe here with you that I don't need a single defense. It is the ultimate sign of trust. And hey, have you ever caught your dog snuggled up in your pile of laundry? It's not just because your clothes are comfy. To your dog, your personal scent is like the ultimate security blanket. When they burrow into your stuff, they're wrapping themselves in your essence. It's even been shown to lower their levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. Your smell is literally their chill pill. Okay, let's switch gears a bit, because not all their behaviors are about us. Some of these things are, well, they're ancient echoes. Messages from a time long before dog beds and squeaky toys. We're talking about messages from their inner wolf. These are the deeply instinctual actions that might look totally bizarre in a modern living room, but they make perfect sense when you realize they're hardwired, behaviors that are thousands of years in the making. It's pretty incredible to see. Here's a perfect, and let's be real, a slightly awkward example. Your dog finishes their business, and then the kicking starts. They're furiously flinging grass and dirt everywhere. Now, most of us think they're trying to cover it up, right? Like they're being tidy? Nope, they are doing the exact opposite of hiding it. Here's the secret. Dogs have scent glands in their paws. So when they're kicking and scratching the ground, they're actually spreading their unique chemical signature all over the place. They're creating a giant invisible billboard that shouts to any other dog in the area, hey, a very important and awesome dog was right here. And what about when your dog proudly brings you their slobbery tennis ball, or maybe even steals your shoe and drops it at your feet? We usually see that as an adorable invitation to play, but through their eyes, it can be a really deep, instinctual act. In their wolf brain, they might see you as a pretty terrible hunter who could use some help. That gift is their genuine attempt to provide for the pack and make sure everyone is taken care of. Okay, this is important. We have to shift gears for a minute, because this secret language isn't always about love or wild instincts. Sometimes it's a warning. And learning to spot these signs could be one of the most important things you ever do for your dog's well-being. These are the behaviors that we so often just write off as a weird quirk or something to laugh about. But please pay close attention here because they can be the very first, very subtle signs that something is wrong, either physically or emotionally. Let's take yawning. You see a big, sleepy yawn and you just think, oh, someone's ready for a nap. But in the dog world, yawning is also a major tool for dealing with stress. Think of it like an emotional release valve. A dog who's feeling anxious at the vet's office or overwhelmed by a new situation will often yawn repeatedly to try and calm themselves down. And here's another one that so many of us think is just normal play: tail chasing. I mean, it can look pretty joyful, can it? Like a funny little puppy game. But when it becomes repetitive, almost obsessive, is it really a game anymore? The short answer is no. In fact, chronic tail chasing can be a huge red flag for some pretty serious issues. It can signal that a dog is profoundly bored or has really high anxiety. It can even be a type of canine compulsive disorder. And sometimes it can point to actual physical pain, like a neurological issue or a problem with their spine. So this is definitely not just a game. It's a potential symptom that really needs your attention. So after all this, the big question is, how do we become better listeners? How do we take all this knowledge and actually use it to make our dogs' lives better and to deepen that connection we have with them? I think the most important thing to realize is that the communication never ever stops. From the second they wake up to the moment they fall asleep, your dog is giving you a running commentary on their world, their feelings, their needs, their health, and now you have the key to understanding it. So let's wrap up with the big takeaways. First, always try to look past the obvious action and think about the deeper meaning. Second, remember that context is everything. A yawn right before bed is totally different than a dozen yawns in a crowded park. Third, any sudden change in your dog's normal behavior is a message. Don't ignore it. And finally, just the simple act of paying this kind of close attention, that in itself is an act of love that will make your bond absolutely unbreakable. Because that's really the heart of it all, isn't it? The conversation is already happening every single day, right there in your living room. They've been talking this whole time. The only question left is, are you finally ready to listen?